Welcome back, everyone, to more Belly Dung Wrestling's Halloween Hell 2014. The Mad Professor has already come down to the ring, and BDS came down to the ring. I guess this is for the YouTube World Championship, the main event. And I guess the monkeys in the truck screwed up the entrances here for this matchup. But nonetheless, the Mad Professor putting the Belly Dung Championship on the line. And I guess the mystery is finally solved as to what mystery title ADS was referring to. I guess BDS gets a shot at the Belly Dung Championship. And the Mad Professor's already had one match tonight. But putting the Belly Dung Championship on the line against BDS here. And of course, the Mad Professor has already had success tonight winning back the YouTube World Championship. And of course, Britt's had a great long title run as Belly Dung Champion. And putting the belt on the line against BDS is on a little bit of a short notice. Britt knew he was going to defend the belt, but he didn't know who it was going to be against. And ADS and BDS have really benefited from this commissioner spot. And BDS was happy that ADS gave him an opportunity, and that was an insane powerbomb maneuver. And I guess Chris Jericho being named the special guest referee for this Belly Dung Championship match. Of course, Chris Jericho has held many championships, and he is considered the first ever unified champion in a major promotion, as he unified two belts from different promotions when they were under the same umbrella, and he had two matches in one night facing both Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in the same night and being successful. Oh, and there's a superplex by the Mad Professor as Jericho is lining up chairs around the ringside area, and the winner of this match will go on to the next big Belly Dung event, considering they retained the belt up till then, to face Max Frost, because Max Frost earlier in the night won that opportunity to challenge for the Belly Dung Championship, became the new #1 contender. So that means whoever wins this match will face him for the Belly Dung Championship. And BDS getting a shot against the Mad Professor. Looks like this match might test the Mad Professor's limits, as BDS is really taking control in the early going. The Mad Professor just seems kind of off his game, but remember, the Mad Professor, he's got a lot of endurance and stamina, and many of his victories have come after he's gotten the hell beat out of him and has been able to come back and rally to pick up a victory. So I wouldn't count the Mad Professor out just yet, as he continues to take the fight to BDS. And oh, that knee breaker to BDS. And BDS, I think maybe he might have bitten off a little bit too much than he could chew, but ADS is the person that gave him this opportunity, as now all four corners, Jericho has put chairs in all four corners of the ringside area. So all four of the turnbuckle posts are very, very dangerous right now for anybody. If they get thrown into it, that could be very bad news, as Jericho brings another chair. And this ring is just surrounded now with chairs. And it's got to be tempting for somebody to try to use those chairs to their advantage, as the Mad Professor now trying a submission maneuver on BDS, but BDS gets out of it. Jericho being very, very lenient with his officiating. I think Jericho's the kind of guy that's going to let these two go at it, because Jericho knows what it's like to be in the ring, and he doesn't make the count there. But Jericho has been in many, many matches in the past, and he knows that sometimes in the heat of the moment things can happen. So I think he's just going to let these two go at it. And this is a great matchup thus far. I mean, back and forth. ADS made a good decision when he put BDS in this match. And BDS seemingly giving it his all. And it's not and the old cliche is, it's not every day you get a title match. And BDS certainly making the most of this title opportunity that he was given here tonight. And Britt seems to be in a lot of trouble here, as BDS Britt reversing it, and BDS reversing Britt an arm drag there by BDS. And Britt just doesn't seem to be on his game thus far. BDS has been taking control, and oh! Britt's head slammed right into that steel chair, and Jericho admonishing BDS for using that chair, and now looks like he's wedging that chair in the... Oh, and Britt's sternum first. His chest hit that steel chair, and Jericho again admonishing BDS. And the winner of this matchup, though, facing Max Frost, it'll be quite interesting to see whichever one of these competitors walks out of here the champion when they face Max Frost, how that'll all work out. Because remember, Max Frost originally was the longest reigning champion in Ballydung Wrestling. But, I mean, could you imagine BDS versus Max Frost or Britt versus Max Frost? Those are two highlight main events. Whichever one of these competitors walks out of here tonight with the victory, I think it will be a great, great showing for Ballydung Wrestling, and I'm sure that Thankful Beatings 2014 will be huge for Ballydung Wrestling as well, as we'll see a highlight championship match. And this championship match is quite well in and of itself, as Jericho now starts the count on Britt. Britt is outside of the ring, and Britt is walking around the outside, but he gets back into the ring. Britt and BDS continuing to go at it as Britt gets out of it. And, of course, some people have blamed Britt for a loss, saying that he shouldn't be Ballydung champion because he didn't beat Big Ben at Gold Rush 2. But, you know, Big Ben, it was his job to beat the Mad Professor. It wasn't the Mad Professor's job to beat the Challenger. That's what a lot of people seem to forget, is when the champion has a regular match and it's not any kind of special rules and they lose, they can still walk out with the championship. So, I mean, that's how I retained my championship, losing the matchup via disqualification. And I know some people say, well, in other sports, in other things, you've got to win to be a champion, and that champions always win. Well, sometimes you can't always win everything, and in professional wrestling, you can't always be expected to have to win a match to retain a championship. You got to use the rules to your advantage. And these two, BDS and the Mad Professor, just keep going back and forth in this matchup. And now, BDS, the Mad Professor's got him set up for the running power slam, takes him down, and now a cover, hooks the leg. And Jericho didn't even count the one there. As now the Mad Professor's got him set up again, running power slam yet again, and now a cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 3, and the Mad Professor picks up the victory. And so I guess he starts off back on the winning track here, retaining the championship, and you can't argue with how great this matchup was. It was a great, great effort by BDS, but in the end, the Mad Professor pulls out the victory and walks out of here tonight still Ballydung champion. And BDS, I mean, I think he was just outmatched by the talent that the Mad Professor possesses. And the Mad Professor, ever since winning that championship, he's been on a great, great run. So congratulations to the Mad Professor, and we thank everybody for joining us for Ballydung Wrestling's Halloween Hell 2014 as the Mad Professor continues to celebrate. Jericho checking on BDS. But nonetheless, the Mad Professor retains the belt. So we thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody, from Ballydung Wrestling's Halloween Hell 2014.